Well, Brandon, thank you so much for setting aside some time to share your knowledge and expertise with us. I know that anyone that listens to this will absolutely get some kind of value out of it. So thank you so much for doing this. So if we can just jump right in, tell us a little bit about who is Brandon Knight, your experience in the IT space, and a little bit about your position at Telarus.
Right. Awesome. Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate that. I think this is going to be it's going to be fun for us, but it's going to be exciting, like you said, for the people that get to listen in and hear this conversation. For me, I'm working at Telarus. I'm responsible for biz dev, but primarily I run the contact center practice here, which is a very important part of what we do. It kind of works for me because that's all I've ever done. I mean, I've been in contact centers now for almost 30 years. I think the thing that's unique about that is that I started on the operational side. I mean, I know technology now. I know how to, help people pick the right solution for them. But I started off running Fortune 1000, Fortune 500 companies, their customer service experience, their contact centers. And so I still look at it from the user side. I still look at it from what's important to those guys and how to help them. So I think that's
Awesome.
what we're.
Yeah, absolutely. So what would you say are the key differentiators between on-premise based contact centers versus cloud contact centers or CCaaS? And why are companies adopting CCaaS so rapidly right now, as well as over the last 3 to 5 years?
Yeah, that's a good point because, most people might not know that the percentage of cloud versus premises-based contact centers, if you go back just 7 years ago, that number was about 9 or 10% globally was cloud. The rest was all premises-based. Right now, and of course, we got to put Corona aside, right?
Yeah.
Because before Corona, we were at 14%. And the thing that makes that interesting, even though that 5% doesn't seem like a lot, it was at 9% for over 20 years. It
Wow.
never moved. So the last 5 to 7 years, and really the last 3 to 5 years, have been tremendous movement in the cloud space. And I'm actually going to put the two together because one of the major differences between premises-based and cloud is also the thing that's driving cloud adoption, and that is the flexibility of it. With premises-based equipment, you buy the box that is the IVR, you buy the box that's the PBX, you buy the box that's the contact center. If you want workforce management, you buy another box. If you want to call record, you buy another box, and then you buy storage. If you want quality, you got to buy another box, and also the lines, because it's premises based. If I have 100 agents, I need 100 lines. And while that might not seem like a big deal, if I'm running a seasonal business, like I have a customer who's in the tax business, for 4 months out of the year, they have like 1,500 agents. But for the other 8 months, it's like 100 of them.
Yeah.
In a premises-based system, they have to pay for 1,500 agents, right? So that's one of the major differences. The flexibility in the cloud, the fact that you only pay for what you use, the fact that it's an OpEx expense, so there's no big upfront cost, and you make ad moves and changes on the fly. There's no maintenance windows, there's no downtime, so it's just way more flexible using cloud contact center technology and way more reasonable for a lot of companies who are looking to spread their cost out over the period of time that they're using it versus a CapEx expense with premises where you got to come up with, some cases, millions of dollars. And if you're going with some of the big names, it can be upwards of 100 million, really getting an enterprise level operation up and running.
Absolutely. Yeah, that makes so much sense. And kind of lastly, tell us a little bit about artificial intelligence, AI. There's many people both inside the IT industry as well as outside of the IT industry who speak about AI and mention it, but it seems to just be kind of a buzzword. So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about what is AI, and specifically around how is it impacting the customer experience within contact center.
Yeah, it's funny that you said that it was a buzzword because that was definitely something I was going to say, and I liken it to IoT, which is also out there, which is now really gaining traction. People starting to use it, but 7 years ago, everyone's talking about videoing, and the conference center was going to, in the contact center was going to take over. And so there's always something. Every year, every couple of years, something comes out and it fascinates everyone. It takes their attention. It's the new shiny toy.
Sure.
And AI is that. Now, I will tell you the good thing is eventually, and I'm going to touch on one of the main uses, because I think where pivoting a little bit now away from the shiny new toy side of AI, because I think we have found a couple uses that are really working, right?
Right.
So originally when AI came out, most people experienced it and didn't even know, because it was the chatbots and the very robotic things. If you're on chat, you type in a request, you could tell you were getting a candid response because the chatbot was reading what you typed, pinging a database, and bringing back most likely what it thought you were talking about. And in some instances, it wasn't even drilled down. It would bring back 5 things, and you'd have to pick one, right?
Yeah.
Like, what were you talking about? And then, so it's kind of funny. And then we adapted to using AI on the front end. Like old school interaction was looking at the phone number that called in and figuring out what, possibly what you wanted and try to get you to route to the right person, because you push like, 1 for sales, 2 for support sort of thing, right? But now what we've seen pick up, I would say in the last 2.5 years, and it's really starting to have legs, is the use of AI, not forward facing for the customer, but on the back end. Because agents on average, statistical average for agents is they're looking at 6 different systems to resolve a customer's issue. Average talk time across the US is about 4.5 minutes and 6 different systems. And that's because most of the time the agent, after they get the question, right, or the issue that the person called for, they have to figure out where's the right place to go to get the answer, and then formulate the answer in some type of scripting guidance tool of what they can and can't say because of regulations, and then deliver that to the customer and hope it was the right thing.
Right.
Now we're seeing AI in the back end, AI that's doing speech recognition and analytics, listening to the phone call, looking at the last 3 times the person called, looking at call resolutions, and figuring out, and then pinging a database and say, well, you know what? This person is asking questions about tires. They're asking questions about replacement costs. And I see here, the system can look and see that this person filed a claim a week ago for an accident that they were in, and then present to the agent and say, hey, most likely this person's trying to figure out if new tires are as part of the coverage that they have. So it brings them the new tire coverage information specific to the policy number of the person that they're talking to. And that's because the computer can do that lookup faster than a human can. The computer can take, and the computer doesn't have the burden of having to have the conversation, so it can be completely focused on getting that research and presenting it to agents in a quick manner. We're seeing that a lot, actually, and I kind of feel like that area of AI will grow faster, because it'll make your agents faster, and it'll impact the customer. Because what the customer has been telling us repeatedly is they don't want to wait, and when they do get on the phone, they don't want to repeat themselves, and they want it to be easy. Right. So that's a real use of AI that we're seeing that's catching on. And I think that aspect of it, AI on the agent side, AI on the company side, I think is going to grow way faster than the speed to which chatbots and different things like that will advance.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you say, it just really adds that human experience. You're leveraging that technology, but you're still able to have some kind of human experience just with the assistance of the AI. So yeah, well, thank you so much for your time. I really hope that anyone that listens to this gets some kind of value out of it. I certainly really took a lot out of some of the points you made. So thank you very much. And we're excited to see what Contact Center does in the next couple of years. Thank you.
No problem. Thanks for having me. I appreciate you guys' partnership, and I'm looking forward to our continued success together.
Absolutely. Thanks, Brandon.
You're welcome. Thank you.